Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to today's edition of Being Heartful Every Day. We are on the week 12th, day 81, and the quality for this week is enthusiasm. To introduce myself, my name is Prasanna Krishna. I'll be facilitating the session today. A very hearty welcome to everybody. So, before we start, just a gentle reminder to everybody that to your contacts in friends and family or associates, please do forward the master classes. Even if you do it to one or two people each day, it makes a big difference. So many people get to know about heartfulness, benefit from it. So please do circulate the master classes by Daji to one or two people every day, your known associates. Secondly, this program Being Heartful Every Day is being very well received by a lot of people. So please do share this link with people who have already been practicing heartfulness. With this, we move to the reading part today. Yesterday, we stopped at, just before this, we stopped at how can prayer fill the heart with love. We continue our reading from there and move on to creating a permanent flow of love. How do we do that? I think we're moving on to that. Any relationship blossoms through frequent interaction. It is no different in our relationship with the source, which is nourished by love. Love creates the bond. This relationship matures and deepens with the support of other aspects of heartfulness practices. For example, we pray before we meditate in the morning. And this in itself is a synergistic combination. Prayer naturally directs the attention inward to the center of our being, automatically creating a state of inner withdrawal or pratyahara. It facilitates dharana as the thought is already directed towards the source within. In fact, we have already gone beyond the thinking to a state of communion with God. So, dhyana meditation is a natural progression, and prayer has paved the way for samadhi before we even start meditation. Meditation then deepens this prayerful state, and the transmission creates the next inner condition, expanding consciousness and aligning the mental faculties of thinking, which is manas, intellect, which is buddhi, and ego, which is ahankar, with the prayerful state of the heart. Cleaning purifies the field of consciousness by creating simplicity and purity. So that it is progressively easier to connect through prayer. There are fewer and fewer obstacles and blockages. Like a pond where you can see right to the bottom, there is no turbulence preventing the connection. As we are able progressively to retain more and more of the state created by prayer and meditation through the day, it leads to a permanently prayerful and meditative state. This is easily achieved by simple heartfulness practices. We also pray at bedtime so that we sleep in the state of prayerful connection with the source. The result is deeply restful sleep, which is rejuvenating and also of spiritual benefit. In other words, we make use of the time we sleep for our inner growth as well as the body's need to rejuvenate. You are anyway going to sleep with a certain state of mind or mood. So why not with a prayerful heart? Try it and see the effect it has. Practice with the right attitude and intention eventually creates a permanent state of prayer, which is predicated upon a permanent state of humility, yielding, and complete tenderness of the heart. It becomes a state of constant osmosis with the divine source. such a person is a master or guide. So, when we associate with such a master, we immediately feel the transmission from the source. We benefit so much by being with him, as he can facilitate this process of connection, which is absolute, by removing the obstacles and directing the transmission into a heart. To whom can we pray? The ideal is that we pray to the highest, the source present within each one of us. Prayer leads to self mastery, and yet to attain that state, we need to yield before something higher. And for that reason, the master has an important role to play to facilitate the connection and guide us towards the source. So there is no one answer to this question. It must resonate with your heart so that you feel the divinity within. In either case, the idea of prayer that Babuji has proposed is radically different from the prayer of traditional religion. It is a deep craving that we create within, a craving to be one with the source from which we emanated, and which is still a very foundation of our being. It's a deep cry from the bottom of our heart that signals the source to move towards us. We don't ask for anything specific when we pray. It's a relationship that's based on deep trust and inner knowledge that we are already that. Can I repeat the last para? I think the crux of prayer is here. So I just repeat the reading. It's very important. I think Babaji's definition of prayer is radically different. So I'll just read that last paragraph, reread it. In either case, the idea of prayer that Babaji has proposed is radically different from the prayer of a traditional religion. It's a deep craving that we create within, a craving to be one with the source from which we emanated, and which is still the very foundation of our being. It's a deep cry from the bottom of our heart that signals the source to move towards us. We don't ask for anything specific when we pray. It's a relationship that is based on deep trust and inner knowledge that we are already that. I think let's pause here. I think it's been a very wonderful and deep reading session today. Let's introspect on to whom we pray, and also on creating a permanent flow of love. I think the masters have worked wonders in here. All of us can feel it. So I think let's introspect on what we just read today. At 9 o'clock, we'll start the universal prayer. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock now. So let's start our universal prayer. And especially today, let's keep in mind what we just read about to whom do we pray, how do we pray. I think, although that's meant for the bedtime prayer, this is as important as that. So we begin our prayer with a very deep feeling of prayerfulness, submission to ourselves, saying, all brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. I'll reread that. We pray that all brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. आज हमने जो पढ़ा प्रेयर के बारे में, उसी को हम अपना आज का प्रेयर में पूरी कर देंगे. हम बड़ी गहरी प्रार्थना की भाव में बैठेंगे और ये प्रार्थना करेंगे कि सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. फिर से पढ़ूंगा. हम ये प्रार्थना करेंगे कि सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. Let's continue this for 15 minutes. We can gently open our eyes. Let's try to retain this prayerful condition as long as we can. Well, we come to the end of today's program. A big heartfelt thanks to everybody for participating. Let's meet again tomorrow at 6 a.m. Just a gentle reminder that let's all sit for the bedtime prayer today, especially keeping in mind what we read through yesterday. So thank you. See you all tomorrow.